In the previous video, we discussed one of the most popular functions in Excel, the if function. This function has one major disadvantage. If there are many conditions, you need to use nested if functions. This makes the formula very complicated. In the example we examined, there were two nested if functions, but there can be more. As a result, it becomes more difficult to quickly find and correct the necessary argument in the formula. There is also an increased risk of making a mistake when writing or editing a formula. The ifs function was introduced in Excel 2019, which makes the formula as simple and convenient as possible. This function is also available in Office 365, but if you are using Microsoft Office prior to 2019, the ifs function will not be available. Let's solve the same problem, but this time using the ifs function. Let me remind you of the task. We have a table with products and quantities. If the quantity is more than 100, we need to display the message, plenty in stock. If it is more than 10 but less than 100, in stock. If it is more than 0 but less than 10, low stock. And if the value is equal to 0, not available. So, let's get started. The syntax of the ifs function is very simple. We specify the condition and then the value that will be displayed when the condition is met. In the same order, we can output pairs of conditions and values for 127 situations. However, the more conditions there are, the more difficult it is to work with the formula. The point is that the conditions and values are listed consecutively, separated by commas. As a result, checking or editing a long formula will not be very convenient. We could copy the conditions from the previously created formula, but we will do it differently. The point is that the conditions in the ifs function are evaluated in order. We can take advantage of this to significantly simplify the formula. First, we will check if the value is equal to 0. If so, we will display the message, not available. If the value is not equal to 0, the next condition will be checked. We will check if the value is less than 10. If so, we will display the message, low stock. If this condition is not met, it means that the value is neither 0 nor greater than 10, so we will check the next condition, whether the value is less than 100. If so, we will display the message, in stock. If this condition is also not met, we will know for sure that the value is greater than or equal to 100. The if function has a third argument that specifies the value that the function will return if the condition is not met. The ifs function has no such argument, and so we have to specify all the conditions explicitly. But in our example, the conditions are such that if the first three are not met, we can confidently say that the value is greater than 100. This condition will return true, and as a result, the last argument of the ifs function will be used. We can omit the condition explicitly and directly specify its result, such as the logical value true. However, I still prefer to specify all conditions explicitly. This way, the formula is easier to read and understand. So, we got the same result as with nested if functions, except that the principle of checking conditions in the ifs function allowed us to simplify the logical test considerably. Thus, we did not use the and function in the condition, which makes the formula more complicated. Please rate the video if you find it useful, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next videos.